Okay guys, we're going to talk about how to hook up your Audio Ape Pro to your iPad, iOS, iPhone device. So if you have an iOS device with a USB-C port, that means not a lightning port like that, but a USB-C port like this, then you can just hook it directly right into here and you don't have to worry about using an adapter. If you do have a lightning iOS device, you will need one of these adapters. It is an adapter that plugs into your lightning port and gives you a usable USB port. So you will plug your Audio Ape USB into here. This other port is just for pass-through power. So if you want to keep your device powered during your show, which we recommend, you would plug this in to an external power source using a wall adapter or a battery bank. So now that we understand that you need this adapter in order for your unit to interact with a lightning device, let's get started on how to do that. So you just plug this in right here. Then you use the cable that's provided. It's a USB-A, which is this style, traditional, with a USB-C, which goes into the Audio Ape on that end. So let's just plug these two together. Plug that in there and plug this into the iOS device. Power this guy up. Now there's something that's going to happen that you're going to notice. It's going to want to connect to this, but you may get an error that says the Audio Ape is drawing too much power. So this actually borrows power from this device right here. And sometimes, it depends on the device, it draws too much power. If that's the case, there's two ways to deal with that. You can either hook up an external power supply like this and feed the whole system more power, and then that becomes a non-issue anymore. The other way to do it, you see how it brightened up there because it had the extra power. The other way to do this, if you want to run just on the iPad or iOS power and no external power, which we really don't recommend, there is something built into the system that we have for that too. So you would go to your Audio Ape and you would go under Systems, Settings, then you would go to Power Mode, and then you would select Switch to Low Power Mode. Now what that does is it turns the Wi-Fi off, it dims the screen, it turns the SD card off. It does everything it can to conserve the power, to keep it at a low threshold. That way this can still power the device. So when you switch to low power mode, this gives you the ability to run just on the iOS device, and you no longer need the external power supply. So if that's how you want to run it, off of just the power on this, you have to use low power mode. Otherwise, you can run in full power mode if you have an external power supply connected to this. Now this totally changes when you're using a USB-C device, but when you're using a lightning device, these rules apply and you have to use this adapter. You have to have wall power, or you have to be using low power mode. So that's how to connect your Audio Ape Pro to an iOS device.